Some trends just keep coming back, even if they shouldn't. Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in this video, we're talking all about some dated trends that they are working their way and they are making it back, and we're gonna put a stop to some of these before they get started because I don't wanna have to fix them later. But we have got a lot to get through, so let's get into the video. The first trend that is coming back is a personal favorite of mine, and it's something you all know I love, that is brown marble. I've talked about how I really love chocolate tones for interior design, for fabrics, for leathers in a home. I think it's such a rich color, and brown marble is going to be making its way back in. Why is that, you ask? Because it has not been popular for a very long time, meaning anything that's available on the market in the slab and stone yards is going to be more affordable because there's less demand. This is what happens with stone trends. People go into the stone yards with a budget in mind and they find what fits their budget and they look for something unique, something different, something interesting, or the perception of luxury. That's what's gonna happen with brown marble. I am super excited about it because I think brown marble is gorgeous. I think it can be such a focal piece, a statement in a home, especially in a smaller space like a powder bathroom. I also have seen brown marble floors that I really love. I don't know about brown marble countertops, but I could definitely see like a brown marble accent or insert into a backsplash. That could be something fun. I think brown marble is going to be a huge trend we are going to see, and I'm excited about it. I can't wait to see what people do with it because I just love brown. The next trend that I definitely think is going to become popular that we have not seen in a while is the thin plank floor. Now this is a classic. It is a timeless element and feature of traditional homes around the world, and I love it. The trend as of late has been wide plank floor. The reason that has been the trend is, well, we like a cheaper flooring option when we can get that. And with an engineered floor, with a vinyl or even a laminate floor, it's faster and easier to install a wider plank than it is lots of little ones. So they don't make them that way. Thin plank floors are usually completely solid wood. And I love that. I think that's beautiful. I mean, who doesn't love a great quality feature? But I think this will become more popular as more people get into older homes or as more people start looking at replacing their floors and realizing that the trendiest thing is usually the most expensive. So they'll opt for something different. I'm excited to see where it takes us. I love a thin plank floor. And I also don't think that we are going to dive too deep into dark woods at the moment. I think a lot of people have them, timeless, classic. Do not get rid of them if you love them because I don't think that's dated. I think it's maybe just not the most popular thing, and that's okay. But we are going to see these thin plank floors in that light wood tone that is very popular and very in right now. I think it can look cool. I think it can look beautiful. Now the next trend I think is going to gain popularity, and we're putting a stop to it before it gets started because I'm not having it, is the sponge painting technique. I don't like it because I spent too much time taking it out of Tuscan houses to be bothered with putting it back into houses. I don't like the faux finish techniques and the paint and all of that. I think right now, where we are with people loving plaster and people loving flat walls, people loving lime wash, is a good place to be because those are high-end, high-quality materials. Some people will not have the budget for that, which is fine, and they are going to look for alternative methods of achieving that look. This is where things get a little bit dicey for me, and that's usually where a trend goes south. I think a painting technique is going to become popular. I don't know what that painting technique is exactly, but it's going to be a more affordable option that I don't think will have the same longevity. So it's something to keep in mind as you are looking at influencers and content creators using lime washes and using plaster and having flat walls. We all want it, but it's not accessible for everyone. And there's nothing wrong with just some normal paint. I also think that's an important lesson to keep in mind, that when a trend becomes super popular, the more affordable options are the less timeless ones. And not everyone is going to be able to fit everything into their budget. That's okay. Work with what you have and make the best of it, but that doesn't mean opting for the fake or alternative version of that. The next trend that I foresee becoming popular is actually matching fabrics. And I'm not just talking about like the matching wallpaper and the matching drapes and the matching pillow. Well, I kind of am talking about that. I think we're going to see it in a little bit more of a sustainable way, maybe just a matching drape and pillow, or maybe a matching upholstery piece and an accent pillow or a drape or wallpaper for that matter. But I don't think we'll do everything matching, which is a good thing because that's when the kind of pattern gets very overwhelming, very Dorothy Draper-esque, which I love and that's fabulous, but I think we are going to see it in a little bit more of a refined way. And I also think this will be in more designer and luxury fabrics. We're not gonna see like a white linen drape that matches a white linen chair. Like we've been there, done that. When linen was popular, it was like linen everything and it all matched. Great. We're gonna see this in florals and toiles, and I'm happy about that. I like it. I think it's really beautiful. I think this is an interesting idea if you are looking to get that kind of classic style into your space. Even if it's a more modern space, look for maybe a graphic pattern to bring in. A mud cloth could be gorgeous. Something like that that has those more neutral tones. I like that, but I think it can get overwhelming very quickly. So think about what you're doing because you don't want a space to be matchy-matchy. I am a very particular person and you all know that, but you know who else is particular and would agree with me? The baby Albert. Albert, little baby Albert. There you are. Did I have to come get you because you couldn't hear me calling you? What, you don't hear very well? That's okay. We actually used a little online dog year calculator and found out that Albert is 84 years old. In honor of his 84th birthday, be sure you take a moment and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and you turn on the bell notification to get notified every time I upload, so you don't miss another one of his birthday celebrations. Isn't that right, Albert? Oh yes, little pup. Oh, did you come for a cuddle? Did you come for a cuddle? Yes, you're very sweet. That's cute. What, did I disturb you from hanging out with your brothers? Or are you glad to get away from those stinky bowls? Yes. Oh, ooh. Okay, you're the star of the channel, but now you're gonna go play, all right? We'll see you later. Now the next trend I foresee becoming popular, and I think that people will pick up with, is actually something I've talked about before, and I've talked about how I don't like before, but I'm gonna talk about how to improve it, and that is the vertical blind. Yes, vertical blinds, I foresee them becoming popular again because people are looking for something interesting, people are looking for something different, and that's a vertical blind. I think it will be in modern spaces, however. I don't think traditional design and a vertical blind ever work that beautifully together, so let's leave it for the modern spaces. But my top tips for vertical blinds if you are opting for them, because I think that this can actually have a very architectural look to it that will be beautiful, is to treat them as if they are drapes. Get them oversized, floor to ceiling. You want them to be larger than the window itself. You don't want them to be recessed into the window frame or just covering the outside of that sliding glass door. Get them big and oversized. That way you get the benefits of having drapery and the visual impact that the window or the space has, but you will also get the functionality, which is great. And some of you that have cats or that you just like the vertical blind, you like the complete privacy and the blackout of it, whatever, you will like them and that's great. But this is how you do it and make it just a little bit more timeless. I also would recommend looking for the custom option when it comes to vertical blinds. It's a little more expensive, however, you can get blinds that are fabric wrapped. There's also really beautiful sheer weighted options that are gorgeous and will get you that kind of sheer drape look effect that you might be after with the benefits or the utilitarian nature of a vertical blind. The next dated interior design trend that I think will become popular is actually glass block. Why am I saying that? It's not because I love glass block. However, glass block that's done well can actually be very architectural, very structural, and beautiful. It was really, really popular in mid-century and postmodern design, and that's where I think it's going to remain popular. However, when I see a full wall of glass block, I think that's really cool. I think that's done well, as opposed to like the not really a real window. It's done in glass block to give you privacy in what's probably a bathroom, but it would be better just to have like a fogged glass window. Like, you know what I mean? It's very that. I don't want to see that. I want to see a wall of glass block even like that big curved shower thing that was happening for a while, I actually think that's kind of cool. It can be very interesting, especially in a postmodern styled space. What a lot of people don't realize is that postmodern design was actually so much more popular than we think it was because it was easy to build. It has a lot of drywall, glass block, it's not super detailed, almost very minimalist. So a lot of builders rolled with it and built it everywhere, which is why we see so many like drywall niches and cutouts, and we see a lot of glass block because it was just easy and cheap at the time. So that's why we have it a lot. And I think people are not going to be installing glass block. I think it's just going to be something that becomes popular on social media as people that really like postmodern and mid-century design are buying new homes that fit that style and that have them. So I think that's what it'll be. I think we'll see more of it, but I don't think we'll see people installing it. And maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. Why don't you tell me what your opinion of glass block is in the comment section down below. Now, the next data trend that I see becoming popular is actually the plate mirror. For a long time, builders were doing the plate mirror in the bathroom above the vanities, and we've all been recommending you get rid of them, and I agree with that. But we've also talked about like the wall of mirrors, and I've actually shared that when you're decorating with that, you focus on the reflection of the mirror and not the mirror itself. My reflection is gorgeous, as you can tell. But what I'm talking about is a plate mirror inset into an architectural feature. I think this will become a big trend because it's visually interesting, it adds something to the space, but it can actually have a very modern look and feel to it when mixed with interesting materials like woods, mohairs, velvets in the space. I think it can be beautiful. I really like this, and I would also recommend sticking to a standardized size if you are going to build something in like this, as opposed to having, you know, like a super wide mirror done that has to have a seam. Stick to the smaller pieces, break the mirror up a little bit because it will have less of that overwhelming mirrored wall type effect. I think a plate mirror can be cool. I think a mirrored wall is cool. I think it's all about how you decorate around it, accessorize it, and the style you bring into the space, not necessarily the mirror, because the mirror is just a reflection. Now, the next interior design trend that I am seeing become so much more popular, especially on social media, is roses. And why am I talking about flowers in this? Because everyone loves a floral arrangement. You know, I love a floral moment in my home, so why wouldn't everyone else? But I am seeing roses become so much more popular for whatever reason, I don't know, but we were into a unique and interesting floral arrangement. We were into branches for a while. People were really loving like peonies. I don't know what was with that because I'm a tulip person. You all know that. But I am seeing a ton of people with these like big bunches of roses, and they're like pink, they're white. I like pink and white roses. I think it's pretty, I think it's beautiful. I think you need to decide what in your space works best for you. Plus, there's also the question of what's available at the grocery store when you go. What does the florist have on sale that day? Maybe you look for something like that to mix it up every time you go to the store and get something different. I'm not just here for like, oh, it has to be roses, because roses are timeless, they're classic, we've seen it, they've been around for forever, people love roses, I love roses. Now the next dated trend that I foresee becoming more popular, because I'm already seeing it, is walnut. However, I'm specifically talking about walnut mixed with other types of wood. Light wood to be specific. I like walnut. I think it's beautiful. It was popular maybe 3 years ago when mid-century had its moment, and I love that. I think a beautiful wood tone is beautiful. I love that, and you know I have that in my house. I'm also a fan of a dark wood. In my home, I have very light floors, and I mix mahogany pieces with them because I think it's visually interesting, I think it's different, and it's also unexpected. When I was selecting flooring options, I put the two of them together and I thought, no, that's not gonna work. I don't like it. It's kind of ugly actually. But then in my space, I thought, actually, you know what, that's so pretty. I love it. I opted for light floors to make my home look and feel a little bit brighter and lighter, which is what a lot of people are doing. However, the walnut mixed with these light oak floors is so beautiful. It's so unexpected. And it's actually just a little bit of that kind of like, oh, I would never think to put that there. Oh, why did you choose that? Because it's not expected because you don't think you're gonna mix a red-based wood tone with a light warm-based wood tone. Like, you're just not thinking of that, and I think that's so cool. I just think it's different and unique. Like I said, it's unexpected. I also love walnut because it's just a great wood. I love a dark wood moment. I love a wood with some beautiful graining, and it's just something different than what we've seen for the last 2 years, which is that kind of like weird type of stripped, and people were using like oven spray, which we talked about, which please do not do. You know, the look of this kind of raw, vintage, aged wood is interesting. It's unique, it's cool, it's been in for a little while, but now that the walnut's here, I think mixing that in together is something unexpected, something unique, and I just love seeing people challenge themselves. I think walnut mixed with white and black, gray, other neutrals makes it pop even more, and that's something to think about too, especially if you like a very modern style space. I think that's cool. I think it's different. I think it's a challenge, and I love that. I love when people challenge themselves and bring something interesting to the table, and I think walnut is going to be that. Well, there you have it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to let me know in the comments section down below, and I want to hear from you. What is one trend that everybody says is dated, but you're like, Garrett, I really want to see it come back? Share with me in the comments section down below. And be sure, if you're not already, you take a moment and hit the subscribe button. I also know that you know someone that they are looking to either get rid of one of these trends or looking to get one of these trends, and you're like, honey, you don't need to do like a sponge paint on your wall, and you're not gonna throw a painting party where you think I'm gonna do it for you. Share this video with them because friends help friends, and I will see you in the next one.